Good evening, Tallahassee. This is student meteorologist Luke Nasworthy with a look at what you can expect tonight on FSU weather. Now here we have a live look at Doak. We have a beautiful sunset just starting here at 6 p.m. We got a beautiful sun here, and then it's currently a pretty warm 79 degrees. It's going to start to cool off though as we get into the nights. Just partly cloudy with a slight wind, 7 miles an hour out of the west-southwest. Now looking at our local temperatures, we have a current temperature at 79 here in Tallahassee, 80 here in Monticello, and then the warmest here we got 82 in Madison. But overall, high 70s, low 80s for a very warm February day. Now looking at our muggy meter here in Tallahassee, it's getting a little bit muggy as we're getting some more moist temperatures as we start to leave our winter temperatures and go into spring. And that's kind of the case for most of Florida, except for as we get into southern Florida where it gets a little bit more uncomfortable. Tonight in Tallahassee, it's going to be 57 degrees, partly cloudy. And with tonight's headlines, we're going to have high in the 80s in southeast, some persistent winter weather not leaving the northeast, and we're going to actually have a slight cool down of, out of the 80s on Monday.
That's right, Luke. It has been very warm across Tallahassee with temperatures constantly in the 80s, especially as we get to those afternoon highs across the Big Bend region. But honestly, I guess it really depends on who you are, whether or not you like the warm temperatures or not. I guess really you don't have to use that jacket anymore. So what about that?
The foggy weather conditions have persisted through our area constantly this week as we have had low visibility in the mornings. However, that's a sharp contrast from the winter weather that's in the northeast.
That's right. Right now they're getting pummeled with snow, especially places up in upstate New York and over towards Boston. But that's all going to move out of the picture as we get into tomorrow. But really for the past couple of days, especially as we got into places like near Nashville, Tennessee, all the way up to through Ohio and into the northeast, have really experienced that snow. That is correct. And that is a major difference from our high temperatures in Florida. We are about to pass it over to the local with Evan.
That's right. Thanks, guys. So as you guys said, it has been a nice warm day out here. Temperature almanac for today, we hit a high of 82 today at the airport. Started out at 52. So in both cases for highs and low temperatures, we did start out above average, and we also finished way above average today. And we did come close, didn't break the record set in 1977 of 84 degrees. And thankfully, we were nowhere near 18 degrees. There is that sunset once again starting to take place over Doak Campbell Stadium. That will happen within the next 30 to 45 minutes or so. Still 79 degrees out there and partly cloudy. I would say even more towards clear skies right now. Really no clouds to see on that camera right now. Current radar reflects this. We only have any of that ground interference right there. That's not actually rainfall. And behind me here, we do have maybe some slight showers just south of Vernon there, but nothing too heavy to worry about, nothing significant to worry about within the next week or so. So I'll show you that more in the 7-day forecast. But currently around the area, still hovering around the 80-degree mark, still above 80 degrees here in Madison, and we're cooler down the shore at St. Mark's and Apalachicola, both sitting at 72. That's because that sea breeze coming off the water there, keeping your temperatures down. We do have a slight breeze here in Tallahassee at 8 miles an hour coming out of the west, and we do have that onshore flow coming off the water in Apalachicola at 8 miles an hour. Winds are generally light and variable around the area. Dew points are also elevated than what they have been, at least recently in February, still sitting in the mid-60s in many places, 67 down there in Apalachicola. So those dew points are elevated, so it is a little bit more muggy than it has been, but not too bad. And we do have some cloud cover overnight tonight, but still mostly clear. I don't think we have any of that fog to worry about, so that's also good news. That will alleviate any potential accidents that we've seen over the past couple days. We do have pretty clear skies tomorrow, very similar to today, maybe a tick cooler, but still very nice out tomorrow. Just a little bit of cloud cover as well. So another great day to get outside and enjoy the weekend. As for tonight, generally sitting around the 60-degree mark in many places, still down the shore, right around 60 degrees as well. As for tonight in Tallahassee, 57, still sitting around that 60-degree mark, just a north-northwesterly breeze at 3 miles an hour and partly cloudy skies. If you'd like to go to the beach tomorrow in Panama City, it looks like a good day to do that. Maybe not go in the water, it's a little bit chilly at 65, but still a nice day to sit down there on the beach and just enjoy yourself. As for the week ahead, you can see, again, we do have that slight cool down on Monday into the 60s with a slight shower chance. but still looks pretty clear next week, sitting in the lower 70s at the beginning of the week and working their way back up into the 80s by the time we get to Friday. So now I'm going to hand things off to Rebecca with a look at the national forecast.
Yes, well, we have wonderful weather here in Florida. Things are not the same for everywhere else in the country. You'll notice that map of the fronts behind me. We have a front that's reaching all the way from the Gulf of Mexico. You'll notice it goes all the way up with that low centered right almost south of Canada. That is a long line of fronts that is impacting several people. It's not going to quite make it to us. It breaks up just a little bit before, but you see that cloud cover, the precipitation that reaches all the way up, bringing impact weather to thousands of people in so many states. Looking at the northwest, things are a little bit dry for the moment. You'll notice the precipitation is mostly off in the coast still, keeping just a little bit of cloud cover in the mountains. Nothing too, as we see in the northeast, very drastic contrast. So in the northeast, whereas in the northwest, it was very clear, a little bit of clouds. We have lots of impact weather going on in the the northeast right now. So you'll see those snow going over in parts of Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, Boston. Lots of snow. They've already had several rounds of snow this winter season, and that stretches from the Midwest, so a little bit further south. So Illinois is included in this, Indiana, Ohio, Michigan, all the way over to New York, and stretching up to the most northern reaching portions. Closer to home in Florida, again, that front's not going to quite make it. It breaks up just before it reaches us, giving us a little bit of clouds, no precipitation or colder temperatures just yet, as the northeast is currently seeing. For our wind speeds, those winds are a little bit higher where that front is impacting right now. So 21 Washington, D.C., 16 in Boston. We are currently sitting at 8 miles per hour in Tallahassee. For the big picture, the biggest thing out here that I picked out is Texas is pretty cool for this time. You'll notice 38 San Antonio, 37 in Dallas, and you'll notice those latitudes are actually further south than we are, and we are still sitting at a sunny 79. So that shows you just how much power that front has, cooling Texas further south than we are to 38 degrees. For the rest of the country, thankfully, during the day, we're not seeing any more of those single-digit frigid temperatures. Things are slowly starting to warm up, getting into spring and eventually summer. For our lows compared to average, again, what I was just saying with Texas, they are about 40 degrees cooler than average. For us in Tallahassee, we are about 5 to 10 degrees warmer than average. I am loving it. I know not everyone is a fan of the warm weather, but I personally am. I am loving these 80-degree temperatures. Our dew points, once again, reinforces the fact that that front hasn't quite made it through. We are still very moist in Florida. You'll notice where it has gone through drier dew points, we are still pretty moist at 62 Tallahassee, 63 for Miami, and that water vapor reinforces that again, pushing its way across, not quite making it down the peninsula of Florida. Looking at our drought monitor, unfortunately with these warmer temps, we are being engulfed by pretty significant drought throughout most of the country. The western portion has slowly started spreading into the plains across the mountains, and Florida has just been updated as well. We are seeing a huge, significant, almost a third of our state having some moderate flood impacts, so definitely important. In contrast to that, looking at our Euro rainfall forecast, this is going to go through Tuesday. The biggest rainfall is going to be in the Pacific Northwest, no surprise there, looking at upwards of 5 inches of rain. Closer to home, we are looking a little bit more around 2 to 3 inches. For tomorrow's highs, we're looking at 63 degrees, New Orleans, 79 Tallahassee, a little bit cooler as we go further north. I'm going to hand things over to Ariana now, and she's going to give us a look at the southeast.
That is right. We are going to take a view of the cameras. Look at all of those pretty skies. Outside of Bowling Green, we are seeing beautiful sunsets across the board. Current satellite and radar shows not many storms in the Florida region, but we do have a cold front, as you can see with the rain showers across the Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas region. As we zoom in closer to Houston, we can see those scattered showers are working into the area from the south, and then Louisiana is experiencing some of those showers in the northern half of the state. Looking at the Carolinas, we are pretty dry in there. There are a few clouds in the region moving off into the Atlantic at the moment, but as you can see, the clouds are in the Smoky Mountains region of the southeast. The Euro rainfall forecast, rainfall is going to accumulate over into Monday with most areas in the Alabama, northern Mississippi area receiving rain of about 1.5 inches. Our wind speed and direction. We have winds pretty consistent throughout the upper or the lower teens, shall I say. We have 12 in Birmingham. Current temperatures, we see a rainbow of colors. We have colder temperatures towards Little Rock, and we have warmer temperatures as we drop down south into the peninsula of Florida, with temperatures 81 in Miami. So a really sharp contrast between behind the front and ahead of the front. Our dew points right now, as we saw with the temperatures on the map, we can see that sharp contrast of more muggy weather in Florida and those drier conditions behind the front as we're moving forward. Our water vapor, we can see dry air near Miami and then the system with lots of cloud and water vapor in the area. Our future radar, we are going to have storms work into the area through this weekend. As we can see, the line of storms going to work through the southeast as we head into Sunday and Monday. Tonight's lows, it is going to be colder in the northern half of the southeast region. That was kind of a little backwards of a statement, but down towards Miami, we're going to have temperatures in the 70s. For tomorrow's highs, we are going to see those high temperatures in Miami. It's a good beach weather day. And then we are going to need those cooler winter jackets that I thought we put away with the springtime temperatures coming into the region. However, they're back. So get those weather jackets right back out. So I would say it's a good day to take your kitten for a walk even down in the Miami area this week. And we're going to pass it off to Luke to look at a little bit closer to home in Florida.
Thank you, Ariana. I'm definitely going to be taking my kitten out for a walk maybe in these beautiful 80-degree temperatures. Now looking at a closer look at Florida here, Panama City. Look at this beautiful sunset we are getting. It's got a beautiful sunset showing some pinks and blues. So Panama City is looking really nice for a beach day going into this weekend. Now looking at our general Florida forecast, as we can see just north of Panama City Beach, we can just see a little bit of storms, but nothing too impacts the Tallahassee area. But everything else is looking pretty clear and dry. Now looking as we look closer into the Tallahassee area, you can kind of see a little bit more detailed of that storm just north of Panama City. But again, it's going to be mostly clear for Tallahassee, maybe a little bit of cloud cover and a little bit, sometimes some spot-up showers going into this evening. But overall, again, as we see in southern Florida, mostly clear skies with not much cloud cover, and again, beautiful day to go out. Now looking at our current temperatures, here we go. We got 81 here in Tallahassee, 85 in Gainesville, 83 in Tampa, just extremely warm for February. But as you can see, that cold front almost hit Pensacola actually, they got down to 69 degrees. Now looking at our muggy meter, as we can see, so we have Gainesville, Tallahassee here. It's kind of just a little bit muggy, not quite uncomfortable as we'll probably experience this summer, but we're quite getting there as we're kind of leaving that winter dryness and entering that spring and summer moistness. Now looking at the future radar, again, we can see just some of those storms coming from that cold front up here. Again, we may see some storms here in South Florida, but as we look into Sunday and Monday, we can see a storm system coming through Pensacola, Panama City Beach. That will eventually hit us here in Tallahassee Sunday and Monday. And then again, just some storms here in Jacksonville and Gainesville. But again, that's just for the next few days. We might have some pop-up storms around the state. Now looking at our tonight's low temperatures here, it's going to be 53 here in Tallahassee. But again, a lot warmer here as you go south, as you see 69 West Palm Beach, 71 Miami, and 72 in Key West. Now looking for the next 3 days of the forecast here, Miami's going to have high or low 80s here. It's going to be very warm, but it's going to get some of those rain chances, maybe 24% Sunday and Monday. Now looking at Tampa, it's going to be even warmer here. It's going to be 87 on Saturday, so maybe if you're looking at the St. Pete Grand Prix, you might need some sunscreen there. Again, 83 here on Sunday, and then maybe a little bit of rain to cool it down on Monday. Now looking at Orlando, if you're looking to go to Disney this weekend, it's going to be pretty hot. You're going to want to bring that sunscreen. And just stay wary of the very high temperatures for February, as well as it's going to be mostly sunny with maybe a little bit of clouds on Monday. But if you're heading out to Disney Universal on Saturday or Sunday, bring that sunscreen. Now looking at Jacksonville, it's going to be a little bit cooler here, 77 degrees on Saturday, Sunday, it's going to be 83 degrees, but it's actually going to cool down a little bit with some rain on Monday. But unlike the warm 80-degree temperatures that we're experiencing here, Evan and Becca are going to go over some winter storms that are happening around the country.
That's right. Thanks, Luke. So from one extreme to another, we do have that winter weather to talk about. We have Winter Storm Oakley going on in upstate New York, New England, also my home of Long Island.
I know, you have family in the Northeast. I also have family in the Northeast. And it's not just the Northeast. This is going from the plains all the way across the Midwest, which I also have family in, to the Northeast. So there are hundreds of thousands of people that are being impacted by now by ice, snow, power outages, cold temperatures, you name it, it's there.
That's right. And we also have, with all that wintry weather going on, we have travel advisory in New York City going on right now. We also have several crashes that have happened across the Tennessee River Valley that happened on Wednesday, as well as over 400 crashes reported in Missouri. That's due to that ice storm that they had a couple days ago. And we also have more collisions in Kentucky that was due to an icy bridge.
And that ice just pushed its way further to the Northeast. New Jersey, New York area is experiencing about 1/10 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch of ice. For anyone who is not familiar with the winter weather, I can tell you from my personal experience, that is a significant amount of ice, enough to cause significant damages on roads, putting cars at risk, people at risk. Very damaging and hazardous situation that they're in right now.
That's right. Once you get to that 1/4 of an inch threshold, that's when it really starts to get damaging. And you could have down trees, down power lines, you could have transformers that explode, all that stuff. And actually, if you would like to check out what some of that looks like, my dad actually sent in some pictures to me that I had uploaded to the FSU Weather Instagram account of some of the ice accumulation that's gone at my home on Long Island. So we got about 1/10 of an inch. So if you'd like to see what that looks like, you can go check that out as well.
Yep, so there's many cascading events. So this is thousands of people with many cascading events that is happening because of this. So Aaron is actually going to give us a little bit more information on that and where exactly it's impacting now on the wall.
That's right. We have winter weather on both sides of the nation, northwest and northeast, and including Alaska right here. We are under a winter weather advisory for parts of Alaska, and hurricane force winds and gale warnings along coastal sections of Alaska. So places like Anchorage down to Juneau might see some pretty ferocious winds out there. And of course, those small craft advisory if you are on the boat. So again, not really a great time to be on the boat out there in southern Alaska. But here is the Northeast. We do see that snow shield that is moving off the coast towards Halifax and Newfoundland and past that. But again, it is clearing out across the New England. So at least for the past few days, it has been still going to be pretty cold though. So do make sure to protect your plants, pipes, and pets, including kittens if you do have them, of course, across New England. And we do have some winter weather watches and warnings are now in effect for far upstate New York, the entire state of Vermont and New Hampshire, and the southern half of Maine, including Bangor, of course. But this should exit out of the area, so this should be expire here pretty soon. And as for the GFS snowfall forecast, we're not really expecting too much in the way of snow, at least immediately for parts of New England. But we may see possibly a foot of snow maybe later on, especially in the mountainous areas of New York and New Hampshire. So really the upper Appalachian Mountains, and then of course extending up into Canada where they might see some more. And for that Alaska winter weather, we do have that winter weather advisory again for the places in Alaska. And here's our culprit right here. We have this giant area of low pressure. It's called a mid-latitude cyclone or an extratropical cyclone for you meteorology enthusiasts out there. But it's producing this rain and snow across much of the southern portions of Alaska. So certainly very, very cold and really gusty out there if you're out there. Again, boating weather is not ideal out there. I wouldn't take your kitten on the boat either because it is certainly not pleasant. What do you think about that, Evan?
Yeah, definitely not the right weather for that. Plenty of snowfall there on that snowfall forecast. But now switching to sports here, we won't have anything to worry about winter weather-wise for our sports teams this weekend. We have a lot going on this weekend. Jam-packed schedule for all of our sports teams. Starting out tomorrow with women's golf here in Tallahassee. Looks like a gorgeous day. Maybe a little bit chilly in the morning, but not all that bad. Our average this time of year is sitting in the 40s for our morning low temperatures, but we start way above that at 58 tomorrow morning and working their way through the mid-70s by the time we get to the afternoon. As for beach volleyball on Saturday, 9:15 in the morning, so a little bit early of a start, but still temperatures look great. 62 at 9 a.m., working their way through the 60s by the time we get towards lunchtime. and also getting into the 70s past lunchtime. So another great day out there as well. As for softball, tomorrow afternoon at 1:30 is first pitch against Indiana. Looks like temperatures look amazing there as well, working their way towards the upper 70s, near 80 degrees by the time we get to 3, 4 o'clock. So it looks like another great day for our number 3 ranked softball team to really kick Indiana around, hopefully. So that'll be a fun time there. As for track and field on Saturday, this is up in Blacksburg, Virginia, so a little bit chillier there. You will need your winter jacket there as temperatures start out at noon in the upper 30s and they work their way through the middle 40s by the time we get to 4 o'clock. As for women's golf on Sunday, temperatures look great as well in Melbourne, working their way through the middle 70s throughout much of the afternoon. As for baseball tomorrow at 2 o'clock at Dick Howser Stadium, looks like temperatures will stay nice and warm as well, working their way through the upper 70s by the time we get to 4 o'clock. As for swimming, looks like it will be indoors here, but temperatures outside consistently in the 60s in Athens, Georgia. As for basketball, temperatures working their way through the 40s by the time we get to 6 o'clock against Virginia. And of course for tennis, looks like temperatures are great there as well against Georgia Tech. So now I'll pass things off to Aaron.
Thanks, Evan. And as we come back for one more look at our local segment here, our high temperature hit 82 degrees, which is 12 degrees warmer than our average of 70 for this time of year. Our low temperature was 52, so pretty warm, at least for most of the day, with our lows and our highs. But it looks like we actually almost broke our record of 84 degrees set back before the 1900s, and then or 1977 there. And then our low temperature was 18 degrees set back in 1989, so we were nowhere near those, well, our low temperature, of course. Beautiful sunset right there behind Doak Campbell Stadium with those blues and those oranges with the night sky approaching at 79 degrees, as you see right behind me. 79 degrees right now over here at FSU under partly cloudy conditions, so it's a certainly pleasant day to go outside, have a walk after dinner perhaps, with a nice breeze out of the west-southwest at 7 miles per hour. Our current radar doesn't really show much in the way of precipitation. Might see a few blips here and there, but that looks like more radar reflectivity, of course. So not in the way of real precipitation here. But again, we saw on the radar, or on the satellite, on the camera, it was very pleasant out there with those sun setting in the background. Over across the area, we are seeing 79 degrees in Tallahassee. A little bit cooler as you get back into southwestern Georgia, there in Thomasville at 76 degrees, and even cooler along the coast. See this green hugging Appalachia Bay down to Apalachicola at 72 as well. Our multimeter does show those greens returning back to Florida. We do have this warm advection coming in out of the south. That's what's going to provide all this moisture to work its way up to the north ahead of our next system. So not really a lot of smiley faces here. Mostly pretty neutral, except if you go towards Pensacola, it might be a little bit less muggy. Tonight's forecast temperatures will be in the 50s and 60s, so pretty much a repeat of what we've been seeing for the past week or so, with nighttime lows pretty warm. So might not be a bad night for perhaps have your window open, let some of that refreshing air in. But again, if you're heading out to the beach there in Panama City Beach, temperatures are in the 70s in the air and 60s in the water, so might be perhaps a good day to hit the sand out there. And for the week ahead, we'll see temperatures dip down into the 60s for highs as our approaching cold front brings those temperatures down to 60s and 50s for lows.
Thank you, Aaron, for that look at the local. But now, how is this going to affect our weekend and your weekend plans? As Aaron showed, it's going to be a very, very clear day here in Tallahassee. Maybe if you're heading to Panama City Beach, this might be a little bit of some of those spot-up showers. But if you're looking to go out tonight in College Town, it's going to be 59 degrees here with a few clouds and maybe a little bit of fog, as we've had some overnight fog the past few days, and then just a very slight wind of 5 miles an hour. So if you're looking to go out to dinner, go out to some parties, it's going to be a very beautiful day for any activities tonight. Now, but unfortunately with those clouds and those fogs, if you're looking to stargaze, unfortunately it looks in like very poor conditions, with the moon only being at 32% today, and with those clouds and fog, it's just not going to be a good night if you're looking at the phone, looking for the moon. Now, if you're looking to fly out of Tallahassee this weekend, delays are very unlikely. It's going to be 79 degrees here in Tallahassee, and we got that green plane. You are free to go. But if you are a Lightning fan like me and want to travel to Nashville, looking like we're not seeing any delays here as well. Pretty even temperatures and no major systems to really impact any weather or any travel. Now, if you're looking to do the Running Man event here In Tallahassee at the Res, it's going to be a beautiful 80-degree sunny day with just a very slight breeze north at 5 miles an hour. But again, if you're looking to do that event, it's going to be a beautiful day to go out and participate in some fun. Now, if you're looking to go out and see some Oscar short films at the Student Life Cinema this Sunday night, it's going to be a pretty nice day, 52 degrees. You're going to want to bring your umbrella on the way to the theater. It's going to be mostly cloudy with just a 3-mile-an-hour wind. Now, if you're looking to walk your kitten like I am, this is Miss Store here. It's going to be a beautiful day tomorrow, 57 degrees in the morning as it's going to rise up to 70 degrees. And looking at the future radar, right now it's very clear with maybe just some clouds, but overall it's going to be very clear for the rest of the weekend as we might see some showers going into Sunday night and Monday morning. I'm going to pass this off to Becca to recap our weekend.
We're going to take one more look at what's going on this weekend. Lots going on across the country. So as Aaron had mentioned earlier, Alaska is experiencing some hurricane and gale force winds right now. So that is upwards of 40 knots. So definitely an intense situation going on in Alaska. They currently have winter weather advisories out. Over to the northeast, they also have impact weather going on. So these are winter storm watches as that is currently happening right now. Lots going on in the northeast. And you can see just how many states have that winter storm warning going out right now. Taking a big picture, there is a lot of the United States that is being covered by this front right now. So it's stretching all the way from Texas and up through the plains, up to the Midwest, to the northeast. Not necessarily bringing impact weather to everyone, but you can see just how many miles that front spans. It's impressive looking. Thankfully, it's going to break up before it gets to us. We are not getting any cooler than we currently are right now. Not yet. 75 currently in Tallahassee, 75 in Monticello, a little bit cooler as we get towards the coast, 68, and we're not really dropping off too much as we go further inland either. 71 in Thomasville and 74 in Donaldsonville. For tonight's forecast, it's going to cool down just a little bit with lows in the high 50s to 60s, and that's going to be pretty consistent throughout the night. So looking at our future radar, things are going to move across. Don't worry, for the weekend, things are going to continue to stay the same as they have been, 80s for the next few days. Luke and Ariana are going to close us out tonight.
Thank you, Becca. Yeah, I'm looking for a beautiful weekend here in the 80s, and hopefully we're escaping those very cold winter temperatures for good, and we're really kind of spraying ourselves into spring.
Good point. And I know it's going to be a good weekend to walk your pets, specifically kittens. And you have a kitten, correct?
Yep, that was Miss Store you saw up on the screen there earlier. I'm excited to take her maybe out to Landis Green. Maybe she can interact with some other friends, make some new friends.
Yes, we love kittens on this show. So we're going to see those temperatures in the 80s this weekend, but they are going to cool down and then rebound as we get into the beginning of the week.
Yep. If you want to see more information like that, you can follow us on Twitter at FSU Weather.
Or you can like us on Facebook at facebook.com/FSU Weather.
Or if you want to, you're probably watching us right now on YouTube, FSU Weather, you have all the live streams and all previous streams as well.
Or you can follow us on Instagram at FSU Weather.
That's again how you can submit beautiful pictures of your dog, your cat, any animal, honestly. We might feature them on the pet walk forecast.
I know your kitten Thor was very cute and made for a perfect picture for our kitten walk forecast.
Yep. She was a beautiful kitten as well, and that's going to be a beautiful end to our night here at the show. Thank you for watching.